And we are finally back. Thank you for joining me at the Critics Clinic for all things movie and entertainment, prescription-wise, of course. Before we do anything else, that button below, subscribe. Please subscribe so there can be more videos, like, comment, all those good things. I'm here to talk to you about the live-action Lilo and Stitch. I am excited, as you can tell. I am a self-proclaimed Disney adult, obviously, and Lilo and Stitch is my favorite animated Disney movie. Little known fact, I actually helped pick Stitch's color back in the day to blue. It was like a ride a long time ago during Disney when they were making this movie, and they were letting people bid on what color Stitch would be. This was years and years and years and years and years ago. We were all very young at that time. But anyway, I'm not going to give a synopsis on the plot because this is a remake and it's a very well-known plot. So I'm going to skip that portion of it. If you want the plot, go watch the original movie or watch the new movie. I'm going to get into my actual honest review right now, starting with the cast and crew. Cast and crew, I would say there was a lot of back and forth about the casting, specifically having, certain people play the role, because this is very ingrained in Polynesian society. So I know there's a lot of backlash on Nani, who was Lilo's sister, portraying the role, which is a pretty beloved role. She has a Filipino heritage, but I thought she did a great job. Really, the star was my Kialoha. So she plays Lilo. She did an excellent job. I think when the movie was being shot, she was like 6 or 7, and she's like 8 now. So it's funny seeing her on the interview trail, and she's just so poised and so professional and so mature, and she's 8 years old. And I saw her on The View and Good Morning America and all this stuff, and she's just so put together. It's very interesting. She's a very mature little girl. She did an excellent role. She brought all of the just intricacies to the animated Lilo to live action. She's definitely a star. I'm definitely excited to see what else she does. Now, for Sydney Agadong, so she played the Nani character. I thought she did a really good job. I'll get to this in the plot in a little bit, but I think her interaction and her chemistry with Lilo's character was great. There's some new characters in this one. David has a mom or aunt in this one who is hilarious. I think she's going to be someone that a lot of people are going to love when they see this movie. David's character, he did great. He kind of had that same kind of aloofness and that goofiness that he had in the cartoon that he has in the live action. So I just feel like from a cast and crew standpoint, the casting was spot on. I think I was a little nervous initially. The actress who plays the social worker voiced Nani in the live action, so that was a nice little full circle moment to have there. I thought they did a great job. So from a cast and crew standpoint, I would give it a 2 out of 2. Obviously, with my categories, I have 5 of them. Each one is 2 points each max for a total of 10 for all the categories. So I say cast and crew, it's a 2. Is this review going to be a little biased? I forgot to say that, yes, because I'm a Disney adult and I love Stitch, so deal with it. I would say from a plot standpoint, it didn't veer too much. It didn't try and do anything too crazy from the original. There were some little moments here and here where they took license to change it around a little bit and make it more adapted to a live action, because we had to make a full-length movie that was live action and not animated, because the animated movie is actually pretty short. So they had to make it a live action movie that was meaty and something that we could actually sink our teeth into. And they did a good job of that. I would say this movie centered much more around Nani and Lilo's relationship than it did Lilo and Stitch's relationship, which was interesting. Stitch was there, obviously, but I just feel like they did a great job of really developing that relationship between Nani and Lilo and what they've gone through since losing their parents and everything they've had to endure, and Nani trying to keep Lilo and take care of her and what that entails and all she's going through. And they had really poignant moment that there were people in the audience that I was just like are getting emotional. Even my friend was getting emotional because there were some really heartfelt moments that you just didn't expect from a Disney movie that's really geared towards children and Disney adults like myself. But I would say from a plot standpoint, didn't veer too far from the original, which I appreciate, but actually added some moments that elevated it, I would say, past the original in terms of just heartfeltness and emotional just moments. Again, especially there's a scene where Lilo and Nani are on the little cabana and she's playing the ukulele and they're singing because she thinks this is going to be the last time she sees her because she has to give her up. And it was a very heartfelt moment. And then obviously the main scene that was in the original animated where Stitch has his monologue of, this is my Ohana, but small, but broken, but it's good, but it's mine, yes. That was very emotional. They kept it exactly like the animated and it was great. So 2 out of 2 for the plot. Didn't change much, and it worked well. I'd say for the production value, I would say overall, it was great. Obviously, it was in Hawaii, beautiful scenery. I think the CGI was a big thing because there's a lot of alien characters in this movie. I was very nervous about what they were going to do about some of the Jumbo specifically and Pleakley, obviously, because they had big roles in the animated. They did a good job of working around it, Disney did, because they gave them like human facades in this movie. I'm sure it had to do with budgeting as well. It was much cheaper for Disney to do that than to CGI them the whole movie. I would say when they were showing them in their alien forms and all the alien life forms, it did tend to look a little artificial, a little slimy, especially when they were juxtaposed to human characters. So I'd say from that standpoint, it wasn't the best CGI I've ever seen. From a Disney standpoint, especially when you have some other movies that have been out live action that were really well done CGI. This was more so in the vein of like the Snow White when you had those seven dwarfs and they just looked so cartoony compared to the human character. I would say this was similar. The aliens, they didn't look bad. They just, when you saw them on the same screen as humans, it looked very like, this is odd. But Stitch looked incredible. I found myself forgetting that it was a CGI. I thought he was a real character because he is. Stitch is amazing. But I would say from that standpoint, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 2. I do dock a point. Some of the aliens look a little campy, a little underdone in terms of the CGI, so 1 out of 2. In terms of the music, and music is a huge portion of Lilo and Stitch, obviously. You have the traditional music, but you also have the music from, oh my gosh, I'm blanking right here, Lilo's favorite artist in this movie. So I feel like from that standpoint, music was a huge portion of this. It served the purpose so well. I would say from that standpoint, music is easily a 2 out of 2 because you had the Elvis Presley music, you had the traditional music, you had the luau's, you had all the traditional stuff, the hula dancers. I thought it worked excellently. My final category, how did I enjoy this movie overall? Again, I'm biased. I'm a Disney adult. I'm a Stitch fanatic. It's easily a 2 out of 2 for me in terms of how much I enjoyed the movie. But it wasn't just the nostalgia of it was there, like relating to the original, but they actually added just a new kind of level of sincerity to the movie that I feel like even the cartoon didn't have. With the voice actors, I feel like they didn't have that same emotion that this little girl, Maya Kealoha, she just really did excellent bringing it home. And then Nani's character, just the relationship they had, and then with Stitch, I thought they did an excellent job of just making it really heartfelt, really just a cute movie, just a fun movie, just an easy movie. Definitely family friendly. I would say my prescription overall is a 9 out of 10. I would say, yes, I'm biased, but even outside of it being biased, it was just an enjoyable movie. Take your family, take your cousins, take your nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters. Definitely a family movie, but you can also go see it alone if you're a Disney adult like me. Go there as an adult. There were plenty of adults. I would say, like I said, run out and see this movie. It's definitely one to see this weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Go see it. Tell me what you think below, and we will go from there. There's a lot of movies coming out this summer. I'm very excited. All right.